How's it going? I'm Andrew with Investors Hub, and I'm here to lend a helping hand to help you understand the basics of cryptocurrency and get to understand the lingo. And wish me luck, because my bosses are not going to appreciate how long this is going to take me to edit. You see, crypto people have this real bad habit of assuming you know what the hell they're even talking about. They're just slapping out jargon left and right. You gotta stand there holding your drink at the pub, nodding along. Yes, oh well, that's really interesting. Yeah, totally. Now, at least when someone mentions the Bitcoin halving, you could say, oh yeah, that happens in a couple of years. I sure hope it makes the price go up again. And you can go back to your drink feeling good about having contributed to the conversation. Plus, it's being educated on the tools and technology of the next financial revolution, but being smart at the pub is important too. So step one of understanding crypto is understanding the blockchain, or more specifically, what blockchain technology is. Blockchain technology is to crypto what the wheel is to cars. Be sure to give it the proper reverence and do the blockchain dance or it won't work. I guess the best place to start is by outlining what the blockchain is trying to accomplish. A blockchain-based system is trying to create a validation method that does not require a central authority. It's a system that is extremely transparent. Of course, it's only transparent if you know what you're looking at. So it's metaphor time. Instead of writing a letter and putting it in the mailbox and sending it to the post office, like in traditional computing where you'd give a command to a central server, instead everybody stands in a big circle and they basically write entries of what they want to have happen into a big book, and then they sign their name. There's only so much room on the page, so when the page gets full, the network turns to a new page after a puzzle is solved or an amount of time passes. The process is divided into pages, aka blocks, for security's sake. Subdividing the transactions into chunks helps to make sure that a bad actor on the network doesn't confuse everyone else by shouting lies about the contents of the book. These blocks/pages are strung together and form a chain of transactions, thus the blockchain. If somebody tries to lie, then their tainted blockchain will look different from everyone else's a few blocks down the road. Which is why if you're transacting on the blockchain and you're trying to follow best practices, you shouldn't immediately assume you got paid once the first block clears. You'll probably hear that the blockchain is like a ledger, but I think we're rapidly approaching a world where people don't know what a ledger is. So the blockchain is like a Twitter page for the whole network. No, I hate that. It's like a ledger. It keeps track of orders on the network. The crypto and cryptocurrency comes from cryptography, which is how all computer-based communication is secured. It's not unique to the blockchain or anything, but we call it cryptocurrency instead of block currency or chain currency, probably because it sounds better. Okay, here's another common misconception. There is no one universal blockchain. Every cryptocurrency coin has its own blockchain. Notice how I specified coin. That's important and we'll get back to that. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin are all coins, to name three big ones, and operate independently from one another. So you get currency by helping the network to do its thing. You validate blocks and get people's entries into the big book transacted and where they need to be. The coins are the reward for the job your computer is doing. If there was no reward, then nobody would do it. So this is where the Bitcoin halving thing that I mentioned earlier comes into play. You may have heard that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in existence. And that's because every 210,000 blocks, which takes about 4 years, the blockchain prints half as many coins per block. While the number of new coins being printed will never strictly be zero, it will become effectively zero in a few decades because of math. So every network works a little bit differently, but can be generally subdivided into proof of work and proof of stake systems. In a proof-of-work system, computers on the network have to work to solve what basically is a math puzzle. The computers compete with one another to solve the puzzle first. A proof-of-stake system is one where the computers don't fight, and instead you store the blockchain's currency in a node that you have claimants to. The chain then selects a validator randomly, weighted towards the bigger nodes. If the chosen node is a dirty liar, then it gets currency taken away from it, and by extension, real-world money. In both systems, the block validator gets paid in currency. The simplest coins, like Bitcoin and Dogecoin, are only currency. They're just a storage of a numerical value that has value because people believe it has value. But why does it have any value at all? Well, because of its utility. Its ability to be easily moved and without any central oversight, but it's certainly not private. That's a common misconception. So Ethereum is the much more advanced system. If you can store numbers on the blockchain, what stops you from storing entire bits of code? This allows for more complex applications to be developed on top of Ethereum, and this is where most cryptocurrency tokens come from. They're derivative tools that are validated on the Ethereum network. Your Aave, Farm, Comp, Link, and thousands of others. There are other tokens that run on different blockchains as well. So Ethereum is the fuel that makes the system run. It's the coin that network validators get paid in order to put in the effort of validating the network. You'll hear about gas fees going up or down because there's a going rate to get near the front of the line. Going back to our book and pages metaphor, the problem is that there's 10,000 people trying to write something, but there's only 1,000 lines on the page. So in order to have your entries validated on any meaningful timescale, you gotta bribe the validators. In Bitcoin, this is called the transaction fee. In Ethereum, it's the gas fee, paid in an Ethereum subdivision called Gwei. You don't have to pay a whole nugget of Ethereum, just some Ethereum dust. So all these crypto coins and tokens pile into your wallet. But what defines a wallet is kind of weird. All your wallet is a pair of two different cryptographic keys. There's one private and one public. The public key is like the public address for your house. You give that out so people know where to ship the coins to when you perform transactions. The private key is your secret PIN code to validate that someone didn't steal your address. If your wallet is an app or a browser extension connected to the internet, then it's a hot wallet. If it's not connected to the internet, stored somewhere else, then it's a cold wallet. So exchanges are going to be the last thing that we talk about. They come in two flavors. They come in centralized and decentralized exchanges. And the centralized ones are things like Coinbase, and they act basically like stockbrokers. They share a lot of similarities. They're a bit like things like Robinhood or TD Ameritrade. And then we have decentralized exchanges. Decentralized exchanges are a bit more complex, but we talk about them in this video that we made a little while ago about staking and LP staking, which you should totally go check out. And we also, in this video, where we talk with Clem Chambers. And Clem Chambers, he's the CEO of ADVFN. He's my boss. And we talk to him about every week, and his favorite topic is cryptocurrency, and his interviews are definitely worth checking out. He knows a lot about it, and he's made a lot of money investing in it, so his opinion is definitely one worth listening to. And yeah, if you like the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.